The Chosen officially premiered the first 2 episodes of Season 4 a few weeks ahead of its release in February this past Wednesday at the Ace Theater and Hotel. I happen to be one of the people in attendance, so I just wanted to share with you real quick my experience being there on the Chosen teal carpet. I got to talk to a lot of the actors, I got to talk to Dallas, I got to talk to Ryan and Tyler, the writers. You're going to see all of that today. Let's go ahead and roll that intro. Starting off, I do want to say a big thank you to the Chosen team that I got to be in attendance at the teal carpet, one of the press that I was able to be on the press list, have my own little name and everything right there on the teal carpet. It was pretty awesome, and I'm so thankful for the Chosen. They're so kind, so generous, and that is just such an awesome thing that they were kind enough to invite me to the teal carpet premiere. At my age, being 16, doing YouTube, it's hard for me to be taken seriously by a lot of folks, and rightfully so. So the fact that they were kind enough to invite me out to the teal carpet premiere and allowed me to have press access to the teal carpet and be right there and able to talk to all the actors that they trusted me to do that is so nice of them and way above and beyond. So thank you so much to the Chosen team. That was awesome. So Brandon Snipe and I were next to each other for the whole 2.5 hours there on the teal carpet. So let's go ahead and roll some of those interviews for all the people I talked to. You can go ahead and watch those right here.
I love, Marvel and DreamWorks and all of that stuff that you do. So what is it about the Chosen that you found interesting to be a part of?
It all starts with Dallas. He's a terrific filmmaker, and I recognized it immediately, both in the show and in his interviews. I could tell he was a world-class filmmaker, and for somebody like me who's worked with a lot of filmmakers, great filmmakers don't grow on trees. So as soon as I had the opportunity to work with a great filmmaker, I was like, I want to work with this guy. This is a guy I want to partner with. And I also really appreciated his unique vision of Jesus and the disciples. I thought it was truly distinctive, truly unprecedented in his attempt to take Jesus off the stained glass window and make him more accessible and give him a more intimate relationship with the audience. And I thought that was groundbreaking and revolutionary, and I was like, I want to be a part of this.
There's 3 writers, you and Dallas. How much does each 3 of you tackle? Like, I know you seem a little more philosophical. You write the monologues for the Christmas specials. I know you've done a couple of horror projects before. What do you guys specialize?
We always say 0.33333%. Like, it's so equal the way that we all have things that, like, maybe we jump on. We're like, oh, this I've got, or like this I'm a little bit like foggy on. Can you help me? But it's such a balanced dynamic that I don't think any of us could do it without the other two. There's nothing that I don't know. It's so divided.
It's totally true. And it's been like that from the beginning. With the way we wrote the first 4 episodes is how we wrote all of season 5. So, we found something that works early on. We build off of each other's skills. And I think the thing that, can't be overstated is how we all kind of got into the same tone, the same mindset, and the same concept with equal enthusiasm. That doesn't always happen.
I've been with Dallas for a long time.
Yeah, in a way we both have, but yes, I worked with him for a long time, yeah.
So what kind of drew you guys to him and to this project?
Dallas has a really interesting testimony. He was working in features and had an experience at the box office where a film didn't perform, and he was reassessing where to go. And I was at that time working on the second of his 2-picture deal with a film company in town. And when the first one didn't come out, we were all looking for where to go next. And he felt led to really explore expanding a short film that he and Tyler had worked on for their church. And the concept was just so smart. They ran it, they let me see it at a pretty early stage, and I just thought this high concept, seeing Jesus from the eyes of the people who met him, was what really set the project apart. It was just a really smart one-line idea.
You guys as artists, you have a lot of inspiration from all kinds of places. So for you guys, it's been great to sink your teeth into as both your faith and get to kind of, get to imagine things or imagine a different perspective on it. I'm sure as writers that's very gratifying as, creatively and artistically.
It is, absolutely. And inspiration is everywhere. We're looking at universal themes for our characters who have traditionally been up on a stained glass, and we're taking them down and trying to make them into real people that not only become people who are special, but who live their lives very much as you and I do. And so we really just try to think about their lives at ground level a lot of the time.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, for me, I draw a lot of inspiration from the natural world because our characters spent their lives sleeping on the ground, camping, walking, and so living in LA as we do, it's easy to go for a lot of hikes, be outside a lot because the weather's nice and the terrain is nice. But just syncing ourselves to sort of the rhythms of the earth itself, to the sunrise, to the seasons and things like that, because those are such a big part of what the characters are going through. So some of it's a little bit method, where it's trying to live in a way similar to the way that they would. It's inspiring.
Thank you guys so much. I love you guys. You guys are great. Awesome.
Thanks for being here. I love your suit.
Oh my God, thank you.
That is. Where did you find that?
Amazon. Amazon's a great friend.
Thank you, Daddy Bezos.
Yeah.
We got to get a selfie as soon as we're done.
So I have a quote here. Actually, let me get it out. It's from.
You didn't already have it out?
No.
Come on, man.
Well,
you got to be a professional.
Here, it's from.
Be prepared.
I'm still learning this.
Yeah, being a teenager is no excuse.
I still have to finish my homework after this. So this is from 2010. It says, "I think that faith-based films have a tendency to be so sugar-coated and sanitized that the ultimate redemption they try to portray is tampered."
Wow, that's really cool. It's a good quote.
Yeah, it is a good quote.
Sounds like me.
It is
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
It is you from 2010. Yeah. So how do you think that applies to The Chosen and especially this season?
Yeah, I think this season exemplifies that more than ever. When you rush through the suffering, when you rush through the questions, the doubts, the struggles, and you just skip to the redemption part, the person watching, especially if they are going through struggling themselves, goes, wait a minute, that's not me. I can't relate to the struggle, therefore I can't relate to the answer or to the redemption. Season 4 is a painful season. There's a lot that we go through. We see some joy, we see some great Bible stories that we all love and can't wait to see, but we see Jesus getting increasingly sad, we see Jesus getting increasingly frustrated with his own followers, and I don't want to rush through that. And in season 3, I think that was an important part of that too, when we saw Simon and Eden going through their miscarriage. Similar things happen this season. We want to take our time. We can't sugarcoat it.
What is the response you've seen from the community? How have you felt the interaction that you've had with the fan base, with the fans? What have you received? What is the impression you've got from everybody here in the Chosen community?
Unexplainable level of unconditional love and acceptance in a way that doesn't normally happen in any of the other projects I've ever worked on. And the level of generosity and kindness that comes and heart and passion is second to none. It's not the ordinary thing. I've got DMs, messages, prayers, looking after me on a daily basis kind of people, and it really feels like I'm a part of a chosen family, as they say, and it really means something. It's not sort of a line, that you just drop. It's a meaningful thing, and I felt that thoroughly.
So you're a spiritual person. I've seen you read a lot of books. I've seen on your Instagram you post a lot. So how has The Chosen kind of helped you with your spiritual life as well?
It's helped because I've always been a fan of the show because I think it's a very wonderful show that focuses on the humanity, and it focuses on the deeper values that anyone from any background, from any faith, from even no faith, can take and apply to their lives. And that's something that's very unique about this particular show, I think, and that makes me wonder why it's having 200 million following and it's one of the most successful shows you see out there. I think that's the main thing. And this season, as someone who's into psychology and into Carl Jung and sort of things like that, it's basically that. It's balancing the paradox of the dark and light and daring to bravely and courageously venturing off into the unknown world of chaos of the material world and daring to look up and light a candle.
So excited to see you in The Chosen season 4.
I'm excited to be a part of it, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
What you got for me here? You got any questions?
Oh, you got time to stay?
I gotta go.
Okay.
Hey, appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much.
I still love you. I still love you. You're a stuntman, you're a director, you're an actor.
Yeah.
Do you think that being like a jack of all trades in this industry What effect do you think that has? How do you think that affects your work?
It's that sense of, I feel grateful to have had all these like colorful experiences so far, and so it allows me to kind of go and just pick from different areas things that I need for the current job. And so like an example of just like the moves that we came up with for Simon Z in season 2 was something that I could only do thanks to a background that I had experienced and something that I can kind of preciously kept with me and happened to be appropriate for the character. So it's things like that, or just being able to get along with the director of photography because I love what they do behind the camera, and so in a way sometimes it helps you anticipate and know how to help a little more, and just in a wider way I think it connects with what my character goes through. He comes from a rich background where he got to learn stuff that he ends up not having to use, and so how can he convert that into something that he can use today, and how much of that does he put into the present? That's an interesting subject, but this is only the beginning. We learn on every job, and yeah.
Hey, what's up, brother?
I feel like I've seen you before.
I think I've seen you.
Yeah. So,
took my suit.
Yeah. So Lazarus's journey this season, we kind of talked about that on the podcast before a little bit, but just kind of in general, explain Lazarus's journey this season.
Well, I can't get into too much about what's happening. I mean, you guys can allude to what it is, and maybe we can do an interview down the line about what specifically is going on. But it's a sorrowful journey. Also speckled with joy. I mean, let's say if we're thinking about what possibly could happen, which is the raising of Lazarus,
which we don't know.
Which we don't know. We don't know if that's happening or anything. But he's given another chance at salvation. He's given another chance to walk the path. What a gift! What a gift to be able to experience life again, but knowing what's going to happen. I guess I have to say that about it. What else you got? What else you got for me?
Well, it's a much different version of Lazarus than we've seen before. So, how does this season 4 version of Lazarus compare? What he's going through? How is that challenging you in different ways as an actor, as opposed to previous times we've seen him, or different points in his life?
Well, the journey is like before, but it's before and after the big event. Who is Lazarus before and after? And I'm excited for the audience to see that journey. Who is that man before and after? How does this humor change? How does this perspective on life change? What's behind the eyes? It's like, see, not to compare out of respect for war veterans or people who have been through crisis, what's living behind the eyes, because they know something that most people don't know anymore. I'm excited to, God willing, be able to see that on stage and for the audience to see that as well.
We'll probably talk later, but thanks so much for your time.
Oh, my pleasure.
It's great to see you again.
Great to see you too.
Yeah.
I love you too.
Yeah, thank you.
This is so great. Everybody's here. I wanted to see everybody at the Chosen Con, but I missed it because we were on strike.
Oh yeah, right. Oh, that's why you went there. Okay.
But yeah, I love your Instagram. I follow all that.
Thank you. You've been called the chameleon by your fans. Kind of. How is it for you to do different accents, different kinds of characters? How fun is that for you as an actor? And what do you kind of like to do? And how does that relate to your work?
I mean, for me, telling stories is my favorite thing ever. So if I've got to go into some Jersey or get a little British, it's just fun to it's like Veronica. She has such a specific story, and to live in that ancient world versus, in my Better Call Saul, I'm a lawyer that's prosecuting people. In my Mayans, I'm, a little bit of a rough around the edges. But everybody has a story. Everybody is an authentic person. So to bring different facets and stories to life is such an honor for me. And then when you throw in the accents, it's just fun. But I love accents. I love impressions, and I'm working on some more. So we'll get there.
That's awesome. All right, thank you so much. As Matthew, you've been here since the beginning of the show, right? And as Matthew, what has been the greatest part of playing Matthew for you and seeing the way fans respond to your character specifically, how your character impacts people?
You know, I think the greatest reward in portraying Matthew is just seeing myself in him, and I think that's why the audience can relate to him, because they're also identifying with him. And I think when you can connect to someone and see their ups and downs, their obstacles, their challenges, and how they rise above that, it's very like, it teaches us something. So I think that's why Matthew has this universal appeal to our audience, and you're always like, you know, a lot of Matthew things that he says, we're always thinking. So he's kind of the audience's vessel in that moment, and you know, I'm always learning from him every day and how to be a better person. And then he's a great character, and it's written so fantastically on this show.
You've said how The Chosen has kind of changed your perspective on acting in general. So The Chosen is almost its own entity in its own ways. So how has it kind of changed your thinking or your perspective on acting or on creating art in general?
I feel so lucky to get to play a character for so long. You know, most of the time, the longest you get to play a character is usually in theater, where you do a run and it's months of being with this character. And other than, you know, TV, so like this is wonderful to get to live with Mary for years and see her grow, and then also her growth inspires me, and some of my own life sort of like influences the way I understand her stories. And so it's been like a gift to get to do this for so long.
All in all, the experience was amazing. The only thing I do wish is that I got to spend more time with the actual Chosen family, because when you're with the press people, Brandon was telling me that a lot of them haven't even really seen the show, maybe, or just, you know, they're just press people in general. They're there because the show is popular and it is gaining attention, and they're there to get a story or interview for their publication so they can get more clicks or views, you know, which is the same reason I'm there. I'm there to talk to the actors so I can post clips on my YouTube channel and get more views, right? So that's kind of, we're all getting out of it. But you know, the thing I wish I got to do more was be with the actual Chosen family, the fans, who the actors are excited about, who the creators, the Chosen team is excited about, who I'm excited to be with, because that's really what we're all there for. It's called, we start calling these things family reunions now. We don't call them like fan events. We don't call them, you know, the special things anymore. We just call them family reunions, because it really is a family, the Chosen family. It's really, we've all grown so close in all of these various things that the Chosen has put on, where we can all gather and share our appreciation of the show, and the team can share their appreciation of us. It's just really cool. And the fact that they allowed Brandon and I to be there, who really are true fans of the show, and just happen to make content about it, and it's kind of be a voice and a collective way for fans to gather, and a housing for fans to come together and share their appreciation that Brandon and I happen to be. The fact that they allowed us to be there was super cool. And these family reunions are always super empowering. They're impactful. They really do leave a mark. I just wish I got to spend more time with the fans. I'm just so thankful to get to be there at the Teal Carpet, because to be around these really creative people who create this show that we all love, and just are bringing the Bible to more people, and gathering, as Dallas says, gathering as many people as possible to experience the authentic Jesus, and bring more people to read their Bible, who experience the gospel and the authentic Jesus. That's super cool to be a part of, and to get to meet these people. And any time I get to be around the Chosen family, it's always a super cool time, because the Chosen really does care about their fans. Now, part of that's because they are crowdfunded, so the fans are their main source of income, right? So they understand that they have a liability to these people, to us, the fans. And the fact that I just get to be a fan and I get to come in here and talk about the Chosen and get to say whatever I want to. They're not forcing me to say anything good or anything bad. I don't know why they'd force me to say anything bad. They don't monitor what I say, or they don't curate what I say. They just allow me to speak freely anything I want to, and that I'm allowed to participate in events like this and get to be there and experience this with my other fellow fans who are just as passionate about the show as I am, and that we all get to come together and share our love and excitement for this amazing show. Just the best experience in the world, and I always love these family reunions. They're always the best. If you haven't been to a Chosen event yet, I highly, highly, highly recommend it, because it's everything you're expecting it to be and more. It's just always the best. It's so, so awesome. The Chosen team is just the best. The team is the best, the actors, the crew, the creative people behind it, everybody involved with The Chosen. The fans are all amazing. All the true fans, the ones who come to the events, you start recognizing people when you come to a few of these, because it's kind of the same people coming to every one. It's super awesome, and everybody is just the greatest people ever. Thank you so much for The Chosen, for inviting me to be on the Teal Carpet. It really was a great experience. I'm glad I got to see Brandon again, the Snipe Life, the Chosen Sleuth, I should say. Thank you to all the fans who came out. Thank you so much for watching this video, ultimately. If you enjoyed it, I recommend leaving a like and subscribing if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Binge Jesus.